Close your eyes.
I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see.
This world is not what you think it is. This world is not what you think it is.
Hello, flat earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. It's a scientific fact, you know, and it's taught to surveyors and engineers that water is always flat. And if it is not contained, it will flow down a curve of any size, across any distance. This is something humans have known for millennia, and it is taught and practiced as being the most definitive measuring device for measuring a horizontal level. Yeah? Water is the one thing that is used to define level, that is accurate to within millimeters across tens, maybe hundreds of kilometers. And another point here, if you know, we know the whole ball earth maths, and if you take a circle and draw a tangent line of a certain height above the circle, then it reaches the edge of the circle at a certain distance or angle. And of course that is why people always focus on the horizon. No one ever talks about this invisible curvature right in front of us across the surface. The horizon is supposed to be this point where it suddenly starts curving away. But you just go ahead. Can anyone from this perspective say or measure the distance to the horizon? The answer, of course, is no, you can't. It is impossible to know the distance to that horizon. And it just goes on and on and on. If we travelled forwards at this height, we would never meet the horizon, we would never run into this wall of water, and we would never gain any altitude as the water curved away from us, because that doesn't happen. Yeah? It's a simple fact of science and physics that water will always remain level. It's as simple as that. So in order to believe that we live on a spinning globe, a model conjured up by math magicians, then we have to abandon and ignore the real world of physics and enter a fantasy world that is just drawn up on paper and presented to us on our TV screens and in the movies as something other than our reality. But we are told that it is our reality, that we're living on a ball earth. Anyone can understand this, and anyone can test it for themselves, and anyone can find and realize that there is no measurable curvature on the earth, on the surface of the earth. It's all been imagined and perceived for us to believe that we're on a spinning ball. And anyone who wants to argue that is welcome to try and do something like measure the distance from here to the horizon. Find out for yourself that it's just an illusion to believe we are on a spinning ball earth. There?
The curvature of the Earth horizon model of science! And this blue stuff is like the ocean. And this boat, well, it's like a boat. Anyway, watch. As ships sail away, they don't disappear all at once. No, first, the bottom will disappear. See, the bottom of the ship is gone. Now we can see midway up, and then the whole thing disappears. Now, ships came back. They didn't fall off a table. So people realized that the world is curved. I mean, It's a big curve, but it's curved. So, the process of testing claims, the world is flat, the world is round, is what we call science.
Just understand that there's nothing depressing, it's exhilarating to realize that we're not on a spinning ball Earth. You are free from the constraints of the global construct and gravity. You are emancipated from that belief that is a global religion. So, very happy to explore the endless possibilities of what this place is all about. It might just be one big game. There is no need to be stressed out, upset. But what does upset me is people who lie, assume, sure you walk with that phrase, assume makes an ass out of you and me. All those people that come along and say you're stupid, you're ignorant. I'm sorry, but it's you that's being stupid and ignorant if you make a comment like that without looking into what flat earthers are saying, or even thinking or comparing some of the so-called proofs and explanations and compartmentalized reasons we are given to explain away the idiocracy, the physical impossibility of being on a spinning globe. So doing these very simple, obvious experiments is one way to hit it home. You can talk about and discuss and debate and argue all kinds of little factoids, but the thing is, flat earthers get to the point they do because they have made comparisons with all these compartmentalized explanations. Simple things like the alleged spin of the earth and curvature. It simply doesn't exist. There is no curvature. There is no spin. And the only explanations we have are theoretical physics to somehow make you imagine that physics changes just because the earth is so big. And it is a religion because it tries to tell you who you are, where you are, how you got here, on some ball that began life billions of years ago out of cosmic dust. And of course, investigating the cosmos is an exhilarating, awe-inspiring thing. But our awe and interest and all that is misdirected up to the stars and the skies. And at the fundamental level, what people want to know is, who are we? Where are we? But we are fooled into believing that we can find these answers by pouring money into non-existent space programs. And the sooner people wake up to that, the sooner we can all just get along. And this world could be a very, very different place. We are slaves on a farm, no different to the cattle that we breed. And that's one reason I'm here in Phuket, in Penang. It's because I have to come away from my family, spend money on just staying legal to get my new visa. I'm married to a Thai and we have children, and frankly I just want to be with them and work, bring the money in. But instead I've got to run around, spend money and make sure I stay legal, as just get tagged, stamped, just like any other cattle. And if any of you can't see the enslavement that we're trapped in on any level, whether it's the money, the debt, the mortgages, the petrol that we use, all of it, everything, every single thing, this whole entire infrastructure that's in place and could be free, but we are forced to pay for over and over and over again. If you haven't even got to that stage of realizing how enslaved we are from the moment our birth certificates are signed, then of course you might find the idea of not being on a spinning ball earth ridiculous, and you might just believe the people that tell you these oft repeated factoids in books. So the only way you can arrive at this is by truly thinking about reality and what we're told to perceive as our external reality. And then people like me will make sense. So I appreciate all the positive comments and feedback. It's nice. Thank you for that. Negative comments, you can just, I don't care. All you're doing is showing your inability to think and to process or think beyond one compartmentalized aspect. But anyone who tries to put these things together rationally will realize that we've been so gravely misled in the religion of scientism. And of course, that isn't to say that science isn't wonderful. The fact that I can use this phone and broadcast a video across the world is of course down to real science and real physics. Don't deny that. But there's a difference between this kind of tangible physics and the intangible theoretical physics we are told to believe, just to believe that we can be on a physically impossible spinning ball. So I look forward to more retarded comments anyway. You just go ahead. Just keep showing the world how difficult it is just to get people to think and realise that they've been programmed. It's funny, robots don't realise they've been programmed, they just carry out the programs. So all of you guys just creating idiotic negative comments are just delivering programmed responses like robots, like machines. You're unthinking, programmed individuals. You could be free, and that's all we're trying to do, just trying to set you free. So take it or leave it, it's up to you. Thank you very much.
This world is not what you think it is. This world is not what you think it is.
This will bend the image of that skyline back towards the viewer. This will bend the image of that skyline back towards the viewer. This will bend the image of that skyline back towards the viewer.
Clock at 20 miles. Now, if you're a fundamentalist religious zealot, then that's not a clock at 20 miles. That would be a slightly looming, non-standard refraction hyena holographic projection of a clock from behind the reified edge of a sphere based on an R value and a begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking curve calculator to turn a clock which seems to be there into a clock which is not actually there. That's what you have to assert if you're a globehead. So it's not a clock, it's a holographic projection of a clock from behind the reified edge of an Earth curve based on a begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking curve calculator. As opposed to me, that's a globehead explanation. I say clock, 20 miles.
It's oblate, and officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it.
No.
But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above it.
Hell no. In fact, as I was talking to the folks from Semper, they were explaining that this location is almost optimal for solar power generation. Not only because transmission lines were already here. The sun is traveling. There's no haze. It's absolutely clear. So this is an extraordinary opportunity for the community.
This will bend the image. This will bend the image.
A little chubbier. Yeah. Chubby's a good word. It's like pear-shaped.
this will bend the image of that skyline back towards the viewer.
If some of these folks were around when Columbus set sail, and if these guys were around when Columbus set sail, they must have been founding members of the Flat Earth Society. They'd be charter members of the Flat Earth Society.